It was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hello.
Hey, let me speak to Mark, please. I heard he had a wild weekend.
Oh, gosh, yes.
You're not drinking again, are you? You're still in recovery, right?
Yeah, I'm still in recovery, and considering I went to a casino that I don't know. I don't want to. So I'm not really gonna badmouth them, but there was something that was kind of weird. So I don't want to say their name just in case they get mad at me. But it's a casino that has a lot of rock stars. Okay,
Yeah.
and there's
You went to the
Biloxi.
You went to the Biloxi Hard Rock. Okay, yeah, I've been there.
And
that's you can smoke in there, you know.
Oh, I know.
You walk in, it's like, oh, yeah, they let you smoke in here. What year is it?
I know. You do go back in time.
It's freaky.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So I went because I wanted to. Well, the first off, we bought these tickets a few months back, and the reason why we bought them besides seeing the band, we said, well, let's stay tonight. Let's kick up the $400 a night thing, and then we'll go enjoy their rooftop pool. It's summertime. It's going to probably be warm as long as there's no hurricane. Everything should be okay. So, but didn't take into consideration tropical waves.
Oh, it does rain up there, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we had those waves that were coming off of Florida last weekend for Labor Day weekend. It was Labor Day weekend too. And of course it rained out. So there was no pool at all. There's lightning and thunder and things like that. So that wasn't so bad. So we get through everything. We want to go see the show, and it's Ambrosia. You know who Ambrosia is?
Vaguely.
They had a lot of hits in the 70s and 80s. They're what we would call like yacht rock now, but it's very like soft rock. They had a lot of ballads.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
but
yeah.
The interesting thing about it was their first couple of albums apparently was produced by Alan Parsons.
Oh, very good producer.
Yes, so very prog rock.
Yeah,
very cool.
Didn't he also do Dark Side of the Moon?
Yes, he did a lot of stuff. He was very cool.
Yeah,
a lot of cool stuff besides his own stuff. So it was a good band. And the other billing, it was Ambrosia, and Ambrosia was the big letters, and then in small letters it said Al Stewart.
The Year of the Cat. Him, I know.
Cat guy. Yes. So I figured, well, he's got small letters. Most likely Al Stewart's going to be the opening act, and that's okay. I've seen Al Stewart before, but that's why I bought the tickets, because I
like Spinal Tap and Puppet Show.
Because I just expected, that. Well, I saw Al Stewart on a boat in February when I went on that rock cruise 2 years ago. So I said, okay, I like him. I don't know anything about Ambrosia. I just know how much do I feel and all those ballads. I remember.
Who knew that they were still alive? I mean, that's a surprise.
Right. So I sit down and the band starts playing. They start right on time. That's what I love about old people. And, because they want to get off the stage just as fast as we want them on. So, so they get in there and they start playing music, and they're playing like instrumental thing when there's stuff going on in the background. I don't know whose band this is. I don't even know who this is, Ambrosia at the time. And then I put two and two together when it's showing old pictures when they were young kids with the long hair, and now it's pictures of them now. Where
they were young Brosia, and then Ambrosia, and then old Brosia.
Yeah, yeah. Now even older Brosia. and they introduce, here's our friend Al Stewart. So he comes out. And he plays, of course, he plays Year of the Cat. He plays two of the songs, so 3 songs, and then he just walks off stage. And then they start playing. So I'm like, is he going to come back? And after about an hour of them playing, I realized he's not coming back. But what's amazing to me was they are truly a good band. They are
good live band.
They are very good live. They are they know how to play instruments real well. And they still have their vocal ranges.
These guys got to be in their 80s, man.
Yes, upper 60s, early 70s at least at the latest.
You never know. I saw Hot Tuna a couple of years ago here in Florida, and they were fantastic. And these guys all looked like my grandparents, and who've been dead for 30 years. They were that old, but they could play. They were great. They could play. They could sing. It was fantastic.
So that all worked out well. And that was good. I was a little disappointed that you sold it as Al Stewart. And I guess if you play 3 songs, that's Al Stewart.
But I guess that's true.
But I liked his albums and stuff like that. So I used to like his music, and I still like him now. But that's okay. So I got a surprisingly good concert out of it. So we're going up to our $400 a night room.
Mm-hmm.
As I get out of the out of the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I look to the come to the hallway. I got to go to the right. My room's four doors down on the right, not 3 doors down, just 4 doors down. Mississippi joke there, and I
don't know what that means. I've never
they're
been to
from
Mississippi.
Kill, Mississippi, 3 doors down.
Okay,
The band. Okay. Anyway,
okay,
which is the coast. This is a long. I went too far for that joke.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good to begin with.
No,
I died for that joke.
You did. You'll be all right.
Here is, I say, it's hard to judge people how tall they are when they're laying flat on their face.
What?
So, but I could see by the lump of the shape, a good 200-something pound woman, face first, with her miniskirt cranked up to her back.
Yeah. I'll see you. You know what religion she is what you're saying.
Yeah, too many tattoos back there. Too much going on back there.
Yeah.
Not enough gym time.
It's burned in your mind, isn't it?
Yes, it's still there. I can't get rid of it. I've scrubbed. Honest to goodness, I literally put bleach on a Q-tip and try to get rid of it. Anyway, so she's had a little too much of the free drinks at the casino.
Haven't we all?
So and I don't know what to do. Like the one side of me says, am I supposed to go and see if she's okay? At least put a mirror and see if she's breathing. But I can hear her barely talking. But her friend is hilarious. Her friend is everybody you've ever seen on the front row of a Skinnerd show.
So they got a whole set of teeth between the 20 of them, huh?
Yes. She's like, if you don't get up, I'm fixing to put you on the TikTok.
No. See, what you got to do is you got to wet your mouth a little bit here. You got to put the spit up close to your face. You put your finger on your 2 front teeth, and you got to say the 3 S's. You remember what they was, right?
Yes.
Studs, cigarettes, and Skinnerd. That's how we live. Yeah.
So she's going to put her on. Her idea of helping her friend get up is telling her she's going to put her on the TikTok.
Oh, God.
And somehow I believe that this has happened before, and it probably worked. So I decided, do I ask for a shovel? What do I do? I mean, do I call down there? And I look around. I see there's cameras everywhere. So they've already spotted her. Wherever watches the cameras on the floors.
Well, yeah. I mean, the casinos have cameras all over the place. I actually have been to that casino in Mississippi. That's but years ago. That was my daughter's first casino when she was about 12.
Oh, really?
Yes, we were going to the Italian restaurant with Dave Roberts, and my daughter walks in, and that's how I knew that people smoked in there, because she's like a 12-year-old kid,
right?
And we walk in, and she's like, "What is that? Is that cigarettes?" And it blew her goddamn mind that you could smoke inside of a building, because you think about it, that kid has probably never been exposed to that, because smoking is bad. People, do that in other places.
She's not from that time. She's from the time where it doesn't exist.
And I was like, oh, you mean the smoking? Oh, yeah, I guess that is kind of weird now, isn't it? Yeah.
And apparently when you have a smoking room, it doesn't matter what you smoke either, because when I walk by some of the rooms, it's like, wow.
Right.
So
there's smoking and less smoking. Those are the two rooms in Mississippi's casinos.
Being the polite person I am, I decided to just go ahead and help myself to my own room. And my wife, being a nurse, said she didn't want to help either. So we went back. And eventually they got up and got moving because I had to go back and check. And
so you didn't render aid or check out the tramp stamp?
No.
What did the tramp stamp say above her underwear?
I couldn't get past everything else that was
Come
going on
on.
down there.
Close your eyes. Visualize it for me.
Think for a minute.
You know it's there. Just think.
I think it said
Freebird? Did you say open for business? Sun cigarettes and Skittles. Insert here with a big arrow.
So I get in and I got to get this stuff all out of my face and out of my mind, and so I go in to go into the watch. Now this is where you're going to get a kick out of this from me.
Mm-hmm.
So
suddenly I'm a black Southern woman. Mm-hmm.
So I go in. I come in and I go to the bathroom, and I grab the soap. The soap they have on the thing there, right? And the soap has like a cardboard sleeve, right?
Okay.
All right. So I pulled the soap out of the cardboard sleeve, and I start to wash my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, this soap sucks.
This soap sucks? Why would you?
I go, this soap's going to dry up my hands. It's going to. I guess this is horrible soap. And
These are your big concerns.
No, my wife says, you have to take the cellophane off.
Oh my God, you're so stupid. This soap ain't doing shit to my hands, man. I crossed over the Mississippi line and I lost a bunch of IQ points. What's the IQ mean? How does soap work? I don't know. Help me, honey. What do I do? Yeah, you slipped right back into Mississippi.
Plastic off of that.
Uh-huh. And you're able to wash whatever was.
I wash my memories away.
Oh, God.
And then to top it off, Sunday, we got Chinese food. We got home, so we didn't feel like cooking or anything.
Yeah.
And you can see this, right? The
it's a fortune.
Okay, can you
seek help. Yeah, seek help from professionals trained in mental health care. It legit says
That's what my cookie said. Can you believe that?
Sure, we know what you've been doing. You can't get pizza at the Chinese place. This ain't no Chinese pizza place. Oh, man, it's a good thing you don't drink.
You know how phones listen to everything. You say, apparently, the Chinese cookie is just waiting for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Seek professionals that trained in mental health care.
Yeah, you know what? You need to stay away from two things. Chinese fortune cookies, they're okay for you. You stay away from Ouija boards and the Magic 8 Ball because they will not be kind to you either way.
They're going to laugh at me. Is there something on the 8 Ball that says, ha, ha, ha?
Do I know how to wash my hands? Shake the 8 Ball. Ask again later is what it would say for you.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
So,
I'm just not. I don't know what to do with you.
Someone broke my soap.
I don't know whether to be disappointed in you or horrified for you or feel bad for your wife or all the above.
Are you saying she should have got this because I'm causing her mental distress?
Yeah, you're going to put her in a mental hospital is what I'm saying. She's probably fine, except for you.
She was fine until she met me.
Yeah.
She's second thinking this marriage thing.
Did she make you sign a prenup, I hope?
I think she'll just...
Oh, that's probably better.
She is from
anyway.
Chicago.
Yeah,
I mean, unalived. You can't say that word.
No, you can't say
unalived.
it. Yeah, just we'll edit that out.
Let me see here.
How many times is she going to vote this year?
I don't know. Because she's from Chicago.
That's right. Vote early, vote often. That's on the license plates up there.
All right. So did you see this story? Okay, this is kind of morbid, and it's just a weird topic, though. I thought. Did you see the story about the? And we might have talked about this vaguely, but it's popping back up again all over social media about the Wells Fargo death.
A Wells Fargo death? What, somebody get locked in the safe?
No, worse.
Worse than getting locked
you
in
never
the
heard
safe?
about this? Okay.
No.
So Wells Fargo office, lady goes to work, and she dies.
Okay.
Okay. They don't find her for 2 weeks.
Oh.
And no one was actually looking for her. But when they
Oh.
went back to ask her a question, she said, Dad.
2
and
weeks.
the coroner said she's been there for at least 2 weeks.
So she was obviously a real go-getter.
Yes.
Like, go get her. She's been back there for 2 weeks. Wow.
I know. And it's so weird. And I got to thinking, the first thing that popped in my head was, you know, in civilian life, I never ran into that.
Mm-hmm.
But in radio life, I've had quite a few people during my watch that died.
Sure, me too. I think you and I know half of those people. Bob Garrett, that's one.
Yes.
With the funniest bit ever that somebody made when he was at WEBN about him calling in sick.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have that song. We should play that.
And he was he actually found that funny too. He had a great sense of humor.
Oh, he did. Bob was one of my favorite people of all time. I'm still friends with his wife on Facebook. She's
such
wonderful.
a great soul.
Yeah,
he really was.
Absolutely,
and,
yes.
Very sickly and unfortunately passed.
But he would call me all the time. He's like, I'm not going to be able to come in. Really sick. I don't know. And they actually...
Yeah, he had some kind of lung disease, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he ended up getting the pneumonia all the time until, I guess it finally got him that last time, that poor guy. Yeah, what was he, mid-40s when he died?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was working with me
Zito.
down in Beasley, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we also lost somebody in Beasley, a guy that worked for me at the AM station. He was a board op, and he was like Mr. Physical Fitness. He had a workout routine like crazy, and this guy like had muscles on his muscles. So, but he was really odd, and everybody thought he was kind of weird because he never talked to anybody or anything like that. But all I knew is the guy would come to work every day and never missed a shift, and would go home, didn't cause any trouble at all.
And then 2 weeks later, you found him dead in the production room.
No, what happened was he missed a shift.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone didn't even seem to care. And I said, I went to the GM at the time, and I said, I told him, I said, hey,
kind of weird.
He doesn't miss any. He never misses a shift. This is kind of odd to me. He goes, well, what do you think? I said, I don't know, but it's weird.
Please tell me you didn't go over there and find him.
We kept calling him.
Oh, no, I don't want to hear this story. Did you have to go over there?
No, I didn't have to go over there.
Oh,
no,
okay,
but
good.
we got a hold of a relative.
That would scar Mark for life. Mark can't deal with dead people.
No, I can't see dead people. And he had an aneurysm, and he went between shifts. He laid on his recliner. They found him dead in his recliner. Had an aneurysm, and boom, gone like that.
Pretty good way to go, though. Recliner immediately.
Yeah,
I mean, not the worst. Not the worst thing.
We had a board op in Mississippi too. Heart attack.
Up and died.
Just didn't show up for his work, and no one notices but me. For some reason, like everyone, board ops are kind of a weird bunch because when you're a board op, either you're not capable of really, or you don't want to have the responsibility of being on air, or it's a position where you work until you work your way up to getting on the air.
Right.
So it's and usually jocks, they back in the day, I don't even know if there's board ops anymore.
So what was this guy's deal? Was he trying to do more, or was he just hanging out?
No, he just liked it. He just wanted he just had his little workout routine and
funny.
His hot girlfriend, that was it. That's all.
Funny.
I don't know if he had money or what.
Funny story. I only have my TV job because of a dead girl.
What's that?
Yeah. So when I got hired in this place in 1999, apparently, I found this out much later after I got hired there. They said, yeah, you're only here because the person that we hired for your position died. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh, my.
And then Eddie, my friend Eddie says, yeah. And Barb fired her, but she was already dead. And she's like, shut up. I'm like, what? And now you guys have to tell me the story. So she's like, yeah, I hired this woman from Jacksonville to come work here. And on her first day, she doesn't show up. Oh. So we call and just say, hey, today's your first day, give us a call back, and beep. And nothing. Nobody calls back. So the next day, Barbara's getting annoyed now because no phone call, another no-show. So she
Right.
calls her again, and she's like, so I guess you don't want this job. So you know what? Just, consider the offer withdrawn, and, we'll hire somebody else. Have a nice day. So then later that week, she gets a phone call. Hey, I have a message from Barbara. Can I speak to Barbara? Yes, this is Barbara. And Barbara's like, uh-huh. And it was the dead girl's dad telling Barbara that she died, and that's why she didn't come to work. And he didn't really appreciate her firing her over the phone,
Oh, no.
a week after she died.
Was that the bully boss?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah, but so that didn't scar her at all, did it?
No, probably not. But we did bust her balls about that. Yeah, well, this is Barbara. She fired a dead girl once. Yeah.
And my old general manager from my last station where I retired from, right, called me today. That's what made me think about this.
He's not dead, is he?
There's a guy that I work with there. He worked for the top 40 station, but he was kind of like one of those guys that like he liked busy work and he liked to keep busy, and he was really good with production, and he was really good with making the things for I don't know what you call those, but like the putting together things for the internet and stuff like that, for like Facebook and all that, making the little posters and stuff, and making all every time you had a giveaway,
social
or whatever.
media, that's called.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't know what you call that when you post. I don't know what that's called when you build those. They're almost like a billboard.
Okay, yeah,
Is that what they're called?
Sure. I mean, people call them different things. Yeah.
Yeah,
but yeah,
but you don't need.
Yeah, he was
really good at
just
that kind of
scheduling
stuff
Facebook
like
posts,
that.
Yeah,
And he didn't show up for work yesterday.
up and died.
So they finally found out where he is, and he's like, typical radio guy, man. I'm sorry, but it's so sad because there's so many of these people like this, though. He's living in a home, but he rents like a room only in the home.
Oh, that's economical.
And stuff. So they literally had to pry open. They thought they had to pry open the window to see if he's in there because they thought they could hear him snoring or something. So they were banging on the window. But they realized that the window, they slid the window and it slid open. Yeah. And then he climbed inside and he was face first, hardly breathing, just like gurgling.
Oh, so he was still alive.
He's still alive. So they took him to the main hospital there in Lake Charles, and then apparently they couldn't do anything for him, so they sent him to Lafayette to the larger hospital, larger city. And no brain activity, and unfortunately, so his family decided to
pull the plug on him.
Pull the plug, which is humane, but it's like, oh man, so it's 41 years old.
Oh man,
so young.
Yeah.
Now he had trouble with diabetes and stuff like that, so it's kind of
that'll get you.
Yeah, but it's like, man, it's like It's so weird because I don't know if it's like police officers. I always hear about like police officers and firemen and people they like make jokes about the deaths.
Well, yeah, that's how you deal with that stuff,
right?
Yeah.
But in radio, it's literally, I don't know if this is supposed to be a joke or not, but they immediately start assigning things that they did to other people.
Yeah, people are shorthanded in
Do you know
radio.
what I mean?
The things aren't going to get done.
Yeah, it's like
okay, well, he's dead. You get his job.
After I said, oh man, that's such a shame, and we had small talk a little bit. I said, I hope those guys realize how much work he did.
They're about to.
He said he was very helpful, and then she goes, "Oh, they did," but she goes, "He was out sick 2 weeks before. He had an eye operation or something, so he was out for a couple of weeks on leave. So they got an idea what it would be like. It's like that's how we think. It's like, oh gosh." How do we go from poor guy to assigning his job duties?
This turned into a real fun podcast or a phone call today, isn't it? I got more death stories that I can tell, but I'm not going to. It's too depressing now.
Want something fun?
Yeah.
You know how I'm into Fathom of events, right? You know what that is, right? You know what? I always like to go to those.
Fathom or Phantom?
Fathom events.
Fathom.
You know what about?
Well, those are like all the old music I don't remember.
Well, yeah, they do they do movies too. A lot of movie, and I've seen some like that. Last time I went to see one, I went to go see your favorite movie,
Blazing Saddles.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, I love that movie so much.
I know that's your favorite. But speaking of Blazing Saddles, in theaters September 15th and 18th, uncut 50th anniversary of Blazing Saddles.
Oh,
50 years ago.
I'm in. Let's go.
Now, the weird thing about this thing is, like, I thought it's just surprisingly, but I'm happy it still has legs. You know what I mean? Because
Blazing
truly
Saddles,
was
that movie's
genius.
hilarious. It's still
Genius movie.
Yeah.
And Mel Brooks, just like the guy that did the TV shows too, they got like All in the Family and all that. Those guys knew how.
Norman Lear, yes,
knew how to take a very serious subject and have fun with it, and so where you could laugh about it, but you also realize how stupid, like, racism and things like that.
But see, the problem is
Archie.
Archie, Carol O'Connor, who played Archie Bunker, said once that was the intention of Archie Bunker, was to kind of make fun of bigots. But he said, but normally the bigots are not really smart, and they don't understand that we're not here
Promoting you.
sympathizing with them. We're making fun of them, and the humor is lost on these morons.
Yes.
It's true. Archie Bunker was a flaming liberal in real life, but his character was the opposite of that.
But I could not believe, September, get that 15th and 18th, man. I'll be at theater near you.
All right, I'm going. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna just recite it word for word if I have to.
I might go myself because I haven't seen that movie probably in 50 years.
When you were talking about the dead people, that girl dying at work, the first thing I thought was a line from Blazing Saddles. I almost blurted it out, where the Chinaman who's working on the railroad just falls over and dies, and the supervisor on the horse says, "Dock that chink a day's pay for napping on the job." That's it's been in my head the whole time. I'm glad I got to say it.
Oh gosh, I
Take a
cannot
break.
believe when they're going to bring this, and I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad because you know what, we can't erase our past. All you can do is learn from it, and you don't want to erase it anyway. That's how you learn,
right? And there's so much comedy that it can be gained from the past.
Oh my gosh! But when I saw that, I knew you'd be happy about it. I saw one of our old friends must have been watching it on TV. Because I saw, this is the funniest movie I ever seen. One of our old friends from Georgia that now lives in Florida.
Who?
Come on, man.
One of our old friends from Georgia, Larry?
No. That now lives in Florida.
I mean, everybody lives in Florida now, except for you.
Used to be a manager of a restaurant. Now retired.
Oh, who's not talking to me anymore?
Yeah, that's
that's right.
Used to be a friend of
he's the guy that Archie Bunker was talking about when he said a lot of these old racists are too dumb to know that we're making fun of them. He's the guy who doesn't know that he's being made fun of. They're not
the weirdest
sympathizing
part
with him.
About him is that he stood up for my ex. You know that?
Really?
At the restaurant. When the guy from the Klan came in and told him he wouldn't take any, he was not going to let no, whatever they, I don't really want to say it, but the S word for Spanish people. He wasn't going to take none of those kind of people are going to touch his American money.
Really?
And made her cry.
Why would
it was like a standoff right in the middle of lunch, and our friend there came up and said, "Listen, I can't have you insult my employees. So you either pay her or just put the tray down because you can't have these people working here."
Where was this? Was this in Daytona Beach?
This was in Macon.
In Macon.
No,
I don't remember this.
At the S&S.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
Right?
Yeah, the cafeteria. Yeah.
But and he didn't even tell me about it.
Jesus.
My ex did.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's not.
She
cool.
goes, he stood up for me. She goes, because
you know what though, Archie Bunker would stand up for George Jefferson all the time too, though.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. They got their favorites.
Archie Bunker, one of Archie Bunker's favorite lines to me is him and George Jefferson were arguing about something, and George Jefferson said, "Oh yeah, well you people," and he says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, Jefferson, we're not you people. You people are you people."
Yeah. I just watched
Oh, my God.
what was it,
So
20
funny.
years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We just finished that. It was on Amazon.
Oh, I saw
Whole
that
show.
too. Yeah, that was really good.
I watched every episode until to the end when it jumped the shark when they brought that little girl in to try to save the show.
Oh God, it jumped the shark when Edith died, didn't it?
Yeah, well, that was towards the end too.
Yeah.
I don't know why they wrote her off. Period.
I think she wanted off the show, or maybe she wanted more money. That's a good question.
Yeah, because that show, man, that part she played, she is such a good actress. She really is. I bet you nominate. Most people would be afraid to be typecasted into that role.
She thought that her character had run its course, so she
Oh,
left in
okay.
1979 of her own free will. Said she harbored no ill will toward the show or the cast members. It was up to her. She said that she thought it just, and they killed her off with dying in her sleep of a stroke.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they didn't have it a big thing because I remember seeing it where it was like, wow, this is
Yeah,
This
that
is
was.
heavy.
This is supposed to be a comedy. Now, have you ever seen the most badass picture of all time that has Gene Stapleton, who played Edith Bunker, in it?
No.
She is. There's a picture goes around about this time every year, right before Halloween, of Edith Bunker and of Gene Stapleton, who played Edith Bunker in probably 1973 or 74, and she's wearing like this leather outfit with stars
yes, I
on
have
it,
seen that
standing next
with
to Alice Cooper.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
How cool is she? Edith Bunker partying with Alice Cooper in 1974.
Where were they at that night spot in New York?
Studio 54. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I bet you.
But that image is burned into my mind. It's like, Edith, no, you don't wear leather. You're Gloria's
No.
mom.
Yes.
Let's take a.
I would
let's
expect
take a
the
break,
daughter
man.
to wear that.
Let's take a break because I need to wash this. I need to go get some soap and take the cellophane off of it and wash that memory from my mind.
No, don't take the cellophane off. It works better. It lasts longer, I'll tell you that.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
This next topic might be, this is like timely too. This is perfect because the NFL season's kicking off here this week. Tonight.
I might be done. I might be done with football.
Oh, what happened?
Here's how done with football I am. Tonight, I'm going to see the new Beetlejuice movie. I just don't care about football.
Not even college either, huh?
No, nothing.
Oh,
None
you
of
were
it.
never a big college fan anyway, but you
I
did
used to
like the
watching
NFL.
the Gators in the 90s, and yeah, I still love the Steelers. I
Oh,
mean,
speaking of that, how's your
I'll
ex
probably
doing?
watch. Oh, I haven't talked to my ex in like a year. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay, because you know what happened to them when University of Miami, right?
No, what?
Oh, University of Miami went up there. University of Miami went to the swamp and spanked some butt. I mean, bad.
they killed the Gators, did they?
41-12, I think it was.
The only thing that I've seen about college football this year is Florida State is 0-2.
Yeah, they're 0-2. First they get
That's
beat
all
by
I
Georgia
saw.
Tech, and then they
They're
turn
no
around and get
longer
beat by
ranked.
Boston College.
Ooh, Miami went into the swamp and won that bad.
Yeah,
I should probably get the internet and look at this stuff.
Yeah, so I
That's-
thought maybe
really
you gave
don't
up
care.
on the NFL because of what came out now. You've seen the rumor that came out now, right? The supposed
No.
contract. You know, everybody was talking about how that Taylor Swift and the Kelsey guy.
Oh yeah.
And now there's something out
There's-
that says they're supposed to break up in September.
Yeah. Next week they're supposed to announce their amicable departure and whatever, man. I just don't pay.
I know it's
attention.
not a real breakup with her unless she makes an album about him being a jackass.
And maybe that's what
really.
she's doing. Maybe she'll make an album about manufactured love. Will be the next tour.
Yes.
Still not going to go.
And it'll be something where she's a cheerleader or something in her video.
Oh, we've never sounded older, making fun of Swifty. Poor innocent Swifties.
Oh, I know one thing. You don't mess with them. As far as I'm concerned.
No, the two things you don't mess with: the mafia and Swifties.
Yes.
That's three things, and motorcycle gangs.
All right. So,
Although
what do you think?
Mark was in a motorcycle gang.
Which alleged?
You were.
I got to found an interesting statistic that they put out since 2000. Okay, so we're talking about 24 years.
Yep.
I have ranked the top 20 most arrested players from a team. So what team would you say
Antonio
has the
Brown.
most
Arrests?
Which team would you say has the most arrests?
NFL or college?
NFL.
The most arrests in the NFL gotta be, it's either the Patriots or the Eagles.
Okay, the Eagles are, let's see here. The Eagles are actually 22.
Really? They have a jail in their stadium.
30, yeah.
Oh, I guess that's not for the players. It's for the fans.
Yeah, that would definitely be the
They're
fans. And then
terrible
the
fans.
Patriots are, if that's 22, 23, 24, 20. Okay, this is actually top 25. Cool. They're actually number 25.
They had Aaron Hernandez.
Wait a minute.
freaking
I'm sorry.
killed
I got
people.
this wrong. I see what they're doing
What?
now. The Eagles are they only had 22 players, so they're not even anywhere near the top 5.
Wow.
And the Patriots had 25 players.
Well, then it's got to be the Raiders because those guys are all criminals.
Again,
Raiders got to be up
only
high.
28 and not even close to the
Really?
top. The top is double that.
So it's the stinking Cowboys then.
I see the Cowboys. Nope, they only had 30.
Oh my God! Jerry Jones runs a tight ship, doesn't he?
Yes. Now your beloved Buccaneers there in your neighborhood, 38.
We got a murderer on the crew there. We got some people in prison from the Buccaneers. Yeah.
And the Saints have 34.
Steelers probably don't have 0. There's none of the
Steelers
Steelers.
have 30.
Maybe those are all Antonio Brown.
Dolphins
that
has
doesn't count.
34.
That I believe.
Okay, so everybody's in there mostly in their the smallest amount is actually the Houston Texans with 17.
Yeah, because I mean,
And that's probably that
nobody
guy that was in
interesting.
trouble with all the sex touching stuff. Remember where he had
yeah.
He's somewhere else now.
Yeah, I think he's at. You mean Baker Mayfield? Is that who you're talking about?
No, Baker Mayfield's he's a Buck, isn't he?
Yeah, he is now. But yeah, I forget who it was. He went from there. I thought Cleveland.
Oh, wait a minute. I know. He went to Cleveland. Yes, that guy.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield went to Cleveland, then came to Tampa.
I don't think it's him, though. I think it's another guy. It was
I
like
don't
he
know.
liked
See, this
massage
is-
therapist, and he liked
I'm
to
serious.
have a happy ending.
I have quit. Oh, so Bob Kraft. That I do remember. That's all been scrubbed from the internet, by the way, as will be this podcast after I said that. That man's got billions.
Okay, Cleveland, 40.
Yeah, I believe it.
Kansas City, 41. The Jaguars, Jacksonville, 41. 51 with the Bengals.
Bungles.
56 for the Broncos.
So who are the top 5 most arrested teams?
I just read you the top 4.
That was the top 4. So there's still one more to go. So
Yes,
it's got to
at
be
57 arrests.
the Rams.
No,
Chargers.
no.
You
You would never
not
guess
the
this in a
Saints.
million years.
Seattle.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. Fran Tarkington was there back in the oldie days.
The 49ers.
No.
The Jets.
No.
Fran
Vikings.
Tarkington. Oh, he did play for
Would
the
you
Vikings.
ever guess in a million years 57 arrested Minnesota?
Long winters and they drink up there.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota's has a
Alcohol.
lot more issues than you would think. The only thing
But
I think
yet
anything
everybody's
cool
so
in
nice.
Minnesota is Prince. That was about it.
Yeah, look what happened to him.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he knew too much.
Yeah. He's breaking the law. Yeah, exactly. He was murdered.
He did not. He liked to talk about chemical trails.
Yeah. He knew what was going on, Prince did. He was on another level.
That'll let you know. The minute you start talking about it.
All right, so that is surprising to me. The Minnesota Vikings are the most arrested football team in NFL history.
Yes,
That does surprise. I would have been the last guess.
57 in 24 years. That's a lot. That's average.
I guess. Most of those are Randy Moss beating up his wife or his kid or
Oh
something.
gosh.
He used to get arrested for that all the time.
Oh, okay, good. I'm so glad. 'Cause I don't know if I have to block
Randy
that
Moss
out
was-
or not.
No, Randy's not a good guy, man. He was always in trouble for something. He's a good player, but Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to Google that. Randy Moss arrests. Let's see. Oh yeah, he squirted a referee with a water bottle, verbally abused the team sponsors on the bus. That's how he got started. He's gotten 40 hours of community service, 30-day jail sentences. Oh yeah, he's probably largely responsible for that. Randy had a rough time. I guess he had a rough childhood. You can blame it on.
Well, and I can actually say that that's probably a real reason why you would be messed up, but still not the right thing to do, though.
No, it isn't. I had a therapist tell me once. It says, I'm sorry if all bunch of bad stuff happened to you when you were a kid. That's terrible. That should never happen to innocent children. And I understand that it can be a lot to cope with and deal with. But if you're still hanging on to that shit after you turn 30, that's on you.
Yeah, you got to let it go. You got to move on. You got to forgive and move on. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean you tell them that they're got to pass.
No. I have a very good friend who had a pretty rough childhood, and we're about the same age, and he was a great dad. Had great kids, loved to do anything for his kids. Mm-hmm. Very active, involved with his kids. Just a good guy. And he told me about what happened to him when he was younger. And I was like, you are kidding me. Well, how are you such a good father? Because usually, I don't want to say it out loud, but that stuff tends to get handed down from generation to generation. And you seem to have broken that pattern. How'd you do that? And he said, because I knew what a shitty childhood I had. Right. And I didn't want to do that to my kids. And now I'm giving my kids the childhood I wish I had.
That's brilliant.
I'm like, why can't everybody think of that?
Yeah, because, it's kind of not expected, but everybody knows hurt people, but that doesn't, you can't. You just can't. You can't think about yourself and say, I can't.
I just looked at him and I said, that's the most profound thing I've ever heard. That's amazing. You should probably write a book that has just that on page 1, the end. How to get over being abused as a child.
Yeah. No, it's seriously. I mean, he could give talks.
Yeah,
people need that.
Wouldn't be long. Wouldn't be long talks.
No, you better sit down and be quiet. Well, don't move around in your seat because it's going to be over in
very little pressure
about 2
given
minutes.
That talk. Hey, let's wrap this up. I got some more work to do here tonight. I'm working late tonight.
Okay,
and I'm going to see the new Beetlejuice movie later too.
Bye, Erica.
Have a good week, Mark.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.